Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos, and today we're going to talk about CBO optimization in 2024. Basically nothing has changed since 2023, but we're going to go into my PC. I'm going to show you some different optimizations that I will do live for you, depending on what case studies I have right now. So for all of you that you're not using CBO optimization, CBO campaigns in general, I think that you should use them, and I think that they're doing really well. So in 2024, CBO is going to be the king of the normal campaigns. Of course, the king of the kings is going to be Advantage Plus, because more and more people use them, and we have done a video which is extensively explaining Advantage Plus and how to optimize it and all of that. But CBO optimization is also going to be one of the things that we need to know, because if you're scaling a lot, right now we have a limitation of 8 Advantage Plus campaigns per ad account. This thing is changing, maybe, we will see, but in some ad accounts I can create more than 8 Advantage Plus. I don't know if it's a change which is going to start happening across ad accounts and eventually to all ad accounts, or if it's something that I'm seeing in some of my ad accounts. We will see. I haven't figured out that yet, but I know that in some I can do more than 8 Advantage Plus, which is fine because I can do more campaigns. What is it happening though on the accounts that you cannot do more than 8 Advantage Plus? You have to do a CBO, and most of the time, if you have a trained pixel, this is going to be a CBO crazy method with broad targeting, or a CBO with stacked lookalikes 10% crazy method. The most crucial thing here is not the method as a method, but how are we going to optimize CBO campaigns? It's not easy, it's difficult. This is why a lot of people don't prefer them and they just do ABO or whatever. But in ABO, you're not having the same results as the results that you're having on CBO. Anyway, I have other videos that I'm explaining why CBO is better than ABO, so there's no point of discussing it more here. You can see these videos, but let's go into my PC and let me show you some cases of CBO optimization that I'm going to find, and we will take it from there. Hi guys, I would like to interrupt this video in order to talk to you about my new mentorship programs, and I would love if you go to the website. You're going to find the link in the description, or you can find it in the menu of my website, and over there you're going to be able to see the different mentorship programs that I have. You can find the one that is going to fit better your needs, and I will hope to see you there. Okay guys, so I'm going to take you through some of my other accounts. I haven't prepared anything, so bear with me. We will go to different cases. Now, this is another account over here. This one is operating on the Middle East. I'm not doing Advantage Plus campaigns over here because there's a huge problem in the Middle East. Either you have to do a different Advantage Plus for Saudi Arabia, which is a huge market, and you have to do different one for Qatar. Now the period that I'm shooting this video is 1 month before the Ramadan, so there are a lot of people that they are running ads, and it's like, let's call it their Black Friday. I hope it's not offensive to them and so on. So it is a period that people buy a lot. Over here we have a business which is actually selling kaftans, and on this case we are running CBO campaigns because we want to. It wasn't working very well with Advantage Plus, first of all, but secondly, you have to segment them differently because Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, they are small countries. From United Arab Emirates, we're running only Abu Dhabi because of shipping issues, and then we have Saudi Arabia, which has to go alone because it's huge compared to the other. So either you will do a segmentation like this in your Advantage Plus campaigns, or you're going to do CBO campaigns with different things. My strategy over here, after seeing that Advantage Plus wasn't working, was to do CBO campaigns, a crazy method of broad targeting with the right demographics based on the previous sales for Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi, just on a mile radius, which is just small altogether in a crazy method broad targeting, and the crazy method 10% lookalikes for Saudi Arabia, because I didn't want to do it just broad. I just wanted to be based on some data, and it's working flawlessly, as you can see. Of course, I will have to, something in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. I'm not going to hide the names, okay, because I want you to see what I'm doing. So this is a 10% lookalikes for Kuwait. This is a 10% lookalikes for Saudi Arabia. This is a crazy method with the different countries that I mentioned. This is a crazy method with the different countries and some new credits that I have. And this is a new crazy method with stacked lookalikes. We can see that the stacked lookalikes are working less comparing to the crazy method broad, which means that maybe the pixel wants to do it. But let's start optimizing a little bit the campaigns and see what we have here. So here, let's say it's totally fine on ROAS over here, but let's say that we're not happy with that, okay? We can see that I have optimized, but I had some results over here. How can we improve this campaign, okay? The first thing that we see in a CBO campaign is our leading ad. Our leading ad over here is getting 3 ROAS. So most probably during the time, this campaign is going to go towards 3 ROAS, unless if it gets some sales and it's going to improve. Another thing is that we had some declined payment issues here. So I don't know if Facebook is penalizing us in this period, because in the last 40 days, I believe that the results are higher. So now we are in the downtrend over here, but we will see. We will see how it's going to actually behave. Now, let's say that in this case, for example, we want to see, first of all, we should not expect it in the long term to go higher than 3, because when the majority of the spend is on 2.99 and 2.9, our 2, this sale is going to go away, which is a high average order value sale. So eventually this is going to be a 3 ROAS. Are we happy with that or whatever? I guess we're still happy with 3 ROAS, but let's say that we want to improve it. One thing that we can do over here in order to improve this campaign is just say, okay, this one is getting 1.57. Okay, I will just try to give you different options over here. So let's say that we get this one 1.57, which is bothering us. Okay, so if we come here and we filter those by selection, what we get without it is 4.61. So the question here is this: are we willing to risk this campaign in order to get from 4.23 to 4.61? This totally depends to you, not on your greediness, but on your results, on the results that you want to see. If, for example, you have a campaign that is giving you 2.9 ROAS and you're profitable after having 3 ROAS, and you can do a change like the way that I showed you that it can bring you to 3.2 ROAS, then it's worth it. Here, does it worth it for me to go from 4.2 to 4.6? The answer to me, it's no, because in the average, the results that I'm getting are good. So I'm saying, okay, this is a budget that has already been distributed. I don't want to change it, and I don't want to, I want to actually work with average results. The biggest mistake that most people do in CBO campaigns, and they don't understand it, is either they are increasing the budget, which is disturbing the balance, and it's a question which I get a lot, but we will discuss this in a video about account structure and scaling. And the other is that they come here and they say, okay, I like this one, I like this one, but I don't like this one, so I'm going to close it. Closing an ad set means that all of the budget that you're closing, that it's going to be liberated, it's going to go towards other ad sets which might disturb them or try to scale them or cause other issues. The way that I like to optimize CBO campaign is to work with average results. If in average I'm getting the results that I want, I can consider this one an ad which is giving me volume, and this one an ad which is giving me quality, okay, the ROAS that I want. Now, the big question here is this: if I wasn't happy with the 3 ROAS, okay, because here at the end it's going to go to 3 ROAS. Right now I'm on 4. Let's say that 3 ROAS is my break even and I'm not happy with that. Right now I'm on 4. What should I do? Over here, as the situation is, you should wait a little bit to see if it's going to do better without touching it, okay? The second thing is that you're going to see if it's going to end up going close to 3 ROAS or it's going to improve. The last thing is that if you want 3 ROAS and you're getting 3 ROAS and your first and second leading ads are 3 ROAS ad sets, you can do nothing about it, and maybe you should consider closing it because it's not going to magically improve. That's one case over here. The cases of CBO optimization are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, okay? And I know from my students or people that I teach or from the other accounts that I see that there are different cases, and sometimes I might say this and it sounds like it's completely different from what I said yesterday, but I do analyze them in a much, let's say it's a much bigger plan, of different things that I'm checking. So let's go to another one. Let's go to this one, for example. This one, it has 7.8. Let's see inside here. Now, again, over here, if we come here, we're fortunate enough to have CBO campaigns that they're having a lot of results. So they're having all of the ads over here, they're having sales. So my question to you is this: most people will come here, they are going to check this one, and they are going to just try to close it, for example. Okay, what's the point of touching it and doing that? Because again, ask yourself what you're going to win out of it. Let's group them out, filter by selection. 8.58, okay, and without that you're going to have 7.8. Okay, it's a lot, I get it. Do you want to go down that path? It's up to you. What I do here is that I'm not that greedy to want to go from 7.8 to 8.5 because I'm already profitable. So I'm just saying, okay, I'm leaving it. It has a balance. It has this bad hot pocket ad over here. It has another which is doing very well. I'm not afraid also here because this campaign is very strong, because it's having very good ROAS on the leading ad, while the second ad is not so powerful, but the leading ad, it's super powerful. These two are actually spending kind of the same. And what I'm seeing here is one ad which is not doing so well. Now, if I had only two ad sets over here, most probably I would tell you not even think about touching it. But now you have here 1, 2, 3, 4. If we see what this ad spent yesterday, the ad spent yesterday just $10, okay? Okay, let's not over exaggerate over here, okay? And let's not think that this is going to influence our campaign so much. Let me see something. Yesterday it spent only $10. So here, even if I disagree and I'm telling you that you should work with average results, you have the option, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4 other ad sets that they're just having results and spend. You can even go and you can even close it, trying to improve a little bit the ROAS of this campaign. If you had only two ad sets over here, I would tell you not to do it. Also, you need to check what this ad is spending and how it's going to impact your campaign. So if this ad was spending 50 per day, this is a significant amount to actually go and ruin my whole campaign by the budget which is going to be distributed here and there, because you don't control where the budget is going to be distributed. This is how CBO is working. So in that case over here, you can see that by closing it and only $10 that it's spending, it's not going to affect me a lot, because this is going to be scattered among 4 ad sets. Let's see another campaign over here. Let's go to this one, for example. In this one, we can see that the two leading ads are doing really well. We have another two which are not doing so well, but again, we're working with an average result, so we're not going to touch that. I have closed already this while I was optimizing. Let's look at this one, for example. In this one, okay, let's talk about this one. This one is new, okay, and it started right now, and it actually hasn't spent yet a lot of money. But let's see what we're doing. Over here, what am I going to see is also the checkouts. In the first 48 hours, what I'm checking also is the checkouts, and I'm trying to see if it's getting any sales or not. And just to be able to understand it more, I will just put also that here. You see how different it is? Because a lot of times people go in the first 24 hours, they take decisions which are not correct. But today, this ad is killing it. Don't get me wrong, these sales didn't came today. These are sales that are not reported in time. For example, we know that we have a delayed reporting up to 48 hours, in United States even up to 72 hours. So it's very important when you are watching your ads to watch also your initiate checkout. Now, the initiate checkout is being reported immediately. When you have a checkout, it's being reported immediately. What is taking more time for Facebook to be reported? It's actually the sale. Why? Because in the sale, it's trying to actually locate the person. So it's trying to say it's Konstantinos, okay? On the other one, it's just a checkout. It doesn't care about the person that did the checkout to find who it is, because you're not optimizing for checkouts. If you're optimizing for checkouts, then it's going to try to find the person that it is doing the checkout. it's taking more time a lot of times because this is the event that you're optimizing for, and it's trying to find the person so that you can find the next one, the next one, and the next one. So when you're having a purchase over here, campaign optimization, then maybe the purchase is going to be delayed up to 48 hours or 72 hours for United States. And we know that Meta also admits that. So when you're optimizing, this is why I'm telling a lot of times to people that you need to wait up to 48 hours without doing any changes initially on your ads. Of course, this applies when you see that these over here are normal. For example, if we see in these campaigns, we can see that we are getting in these lookalikes on Kuwait 1.88 and in this one 0.89, 1.20. So these are numbers and cost per click that we are seeing across in and they are normal. So if you don't see anything abnormal or any CPM which is not okay, you're just going to say, okay, I'm just going to leave it for 48 hours. And I'm trying to put these rules so that people are not going to do mistakes because they are impatient or because they're afraid. Because when you are spending 100 per day, for example, and you have 1,000 and you want to do something for 10 days, it is completely different from having a lot of money, for example, and being able to test and not being afraid. Because some people, they just have 1,000 and they just go to test and they are more, inclined to make a mistake because they're afraid of what they're spending. So let's say that yesterday when I watched it, I said, okay, I'm not going to close anything here because the only thing that I wanted to close is this one, but I still said I'm going to leave it. And by the way, when I said 24-48 hours, if you have items that they're having higher ticket value, then you should leave them even more because it's taking more time for the people to decide if they are going to buy or not. So one thing that we are taking in the first 24-48 hours, two things actually, is the spend and the checkouts. If something is spending an enormous amount of money just right away, and it has nothing here, not even a checkout or anything, then you can close it. Another thing that you're watching is the average cost per purchase that you're getting in the ad account. What is the average cost per purchase that we're getting here? Here it's more expensive. Oh no, this is yesterday. Here, for example, it's more expensive for this one, but here we get 74. So let's say we can leave one ad, profitably spend up to 70, 80, 90. Okay. In that case, we have sales with 38, which is perfect. In that case, we have with 65, which is still within our numbers. And in that case, we had 0 sales in the first day. Does this mean that I'm going to close it? First thing that I'm checking is my cost per click. Everything looks fine. Is my CPM. It's a little bit higher than normal, but we're going to check in a little bit. And we have also to check out, so we're going to see what control we will do. But let's continue with the CBO optimization with this one, because these are the early steps of a CBO. So in this one, the only thing which I'm thinking that it's a little bit not normal, first of all, I'm sorting them out like this, is this one, which is spending 36 and it's having 0 checkouts. This one that has 0 checkouts with 17, I consider it normal. It's a very small spend. So what am I going to do if I want to take a decision is that I'm going to look also today. And today, it's also spending 27 without any checkouts. So I immediately spot that this is an ad which has already spent in the maximum 63. It's the only one that doesn't have a sale and 0 checkouts. So this one, guys, has to go, okay? Even without, this is only 24 hours, by the way, okay? But I'm watching the 24 hours, and today, what I'm doing, I'm a little bit faster. If you want, you can wait a little bit more, but I didn't touch anything of the first 24 hours because I was getting, most probably I was going to close that yesterday, but still I wasn't sure because it just spent 36 and not something close to the 60, 70, which is my average cost per purchase that I'm seeing. Not the average, but it's something that I see across the ad account. So this campaign looks fine. If we see on the maximum period, we just closed the one bad. We can see that this one even got a sale without checkout. This one has 5.4. Another thing that you need to consider right now that you're getting your first sales is that you need to check the ratio between checkout and purchases. So when you're seeing that, for example, over here in a campaign that is running for a long period, okay, we can see that we have, let's say, this one, okay, 91.38. So that means that we get 1 to 3, let's say, okay. This one is going to be 66. This one is four times. But so in the lookalikes, the conversion rate is worse but in the broad targeting it looks better. Here is 1 to 2, but it's too early to say, and here it's actually 1 every 3. So every 3 checkouts we get 1 purchase, close to that, or close to 2.5, I guess. So in the crazy method broad targeting, we're getting better results in conversion rate compared to the lookalikes. Okay, so the broad targeting is actually having better conversion rate, but still those are acceptable numbers on the conversion rate over here. Now, what I need to tell you is that by watching these numbers and understanding in an ad account, after you optimize again, you just see the conversion rate, then you're checking the checkouts also, and this is a bad campaign. It started really bad. So in the maximum period, it has 4 checkouts and 0 purchases. And now I'm starting to think that I need to optimize this campaign and I need to start cutting budgets, because even this number, the cost per checkout, is not doing well. So obviously there's something wrong here. So this one started pretty well. But this one, which started also in the same period, you can see that they spent the same amount of money. It has started really bad. So we do trust the algorithm in terms of the optimization, but we need to intervene when the algorithm is doing mistakes. Let's see where is this mistake over here, okay? So over here, we're seeing one campaign that has normal numbers, okay? We can see that this one has better cost per click, and this one, let's see also the CPMs. CPM on the first one, it's actually higher, and on this one, it's actually higher. On this one, and these are the two ones that are getting all the checkouts, by the way, okay? This one is already on 45, so I don't consider it bad right now. Oh, so this is a lookalikes, okay? This is why it's doing worse. So you see how we see the pattern that, okay, stacked lookalikes are not working as well as broad targeting is working in this ad account. So maybe we're going to stop them and we're just going to do broad targeting in this ad account. Maybe I will do broad targeting to Saudi Arabia alone and see. Because these creatives on this campaign and this campaign, they're exactly the same creatives. So we know that, and that's the whole point, okay? We're doing different campaigns in order to test which one is working better. To be honest with you, when I started on this account, the stacked lookalikes did really well, but then they start dropping. So I'm starting using now more crazy method broad targeting, and most probably I will do the same on Saudi Arabia. If we come here though, we have to take some decisions, okay? Because this is a difficult optimization. So far what I showed you, these are easy decisions on CBO optimization. Most of the times people don't know what to do in these cases. In these cases, what I would do for sure, to be honest with you, it's difficult and it's a little bit of a gamble because there's no clear answers to that. There are two paths that I see. Either give it more time and close this one, which has 0 checkouts. So I'm leaving this one and this one, risking. And the other one, it's risking even more and closing the first and the second, okay? Now, the problem here is this. I don't know if these checkouts are sales, okay? So maybe in the next days, I'm going to see some of the sales coming with delayed reporting. So I'm leaning towards this one. And the reason is that in the whole ad account, I'm super healthy. Right now, in terms of ROAS, I have 8 ROAS. So I have the luxury of giving it more time to see how it's going to optimize, while I have 1 and 1 in the previous day, and today 1 and 1. So I'm leaving it a little bit more to see if there's any delayed reporting coming sale, because if a sale comes, maybe it's going to change the situation, maybe not, it doesn't matter, but you get my point. This is how I'm going to do that. If I had problems with my ROAS over here, what I would do is that I would go and I would be even more aggressive, or even close it completely and just do another one. For example, in some other accounts that they're problematic and you don't have the luxury of leaving it more, I would go and close it and run a crazy method with broad targeting for Saudi Arabia instead of stacked lookalikes. Anyway, that's some cases of CBO optimization. Let me see if I can find anything more interesting, but I think that we covered a lot just to this ad account, but let's go in another one. Maybe I will find a more problematic one. So I'm in another ad account over here. It's a smaller ad account. No, this is not a smaller. It's a good sized ad account. Here I'm going to hide the names, sadly, but here you can see that this is stacked lookalikes campaign, okay? It's doing pretty well. The break-even ROAS is 1.8 over here. So another mistake that I see a lot, and this is why I'm focusing so much to it, is this one over here. it's taking some budget. We can see that our leading ad is already on 2, so we know that we are closer to 2, but our second leading ad is getting better results. Now, the most mistakes that people do with CBO optimization is coming from greediness, okay? And when you're greedy, you're doing mistakes because you can say, okay, I'm going to close this one, I'm going to leave this one, but this one is going to liberate a lot of budget, and maybe it's going to take this one to have less results. Or you're coming here and you're closing this one, which it's not spending a lot of money anyway, but what's the point of touching all of that? This one is now one whole package which is working well, and there's no point to touch it, you know, or mess with it or whatever. Another problem is that I see, and I get a lot of times the question that I have a CBO campaign which is working. This CBO, for example, is working with 500 per day, okay? And they say, I want to scale. Don't scale this campaign. Do another one. There is no point of touching it. The same way that I'm telling you that you should not touch this 0.28, okay? Some people don't accept it. They just go crazy about it, you know? Why leave it? Because it's working with average results. The same way that this ad account over here, it's operating with 2.10, having some campaigns which are having below break-even ROAS over here, for example, okay? The point is that whoever doesn't understand that, they are not going to scale their ad accounts, because the same way that I'm treating my CBO campaigns with average results without touching them and working with an average, which is giving me the results that I want, okay, without saying, okay, this campaign is not doing well, let's close it to that. The moment you start touching all of your campaigns like this, you're not able to scale because you are touching too much the ad account and you are changing all the time the balances. So the same way that we are treating our CBO optimization and our Advantage Plus optimization and everything with average results, the same way you're treating your whole ad account. And imagine that your whole ad account is just a big CBO and all of your campaigns are your different assets, and you don't care if one of them is having low results or high results. Just to give you another example of that, let me take you to this one, okay? So in this one, for example, you can see that in the last 7 days, we are having 2.17. Look how many campaigns I have here, okay? And we're going to do another video with this one because I'm going to show you manual bidding over here. But you can see that over here, I'm having this one, which is doing better, this one, which is doing worse and stuff. Now, in this ad account, I'm spending actually 6K per day, okay? And some days are worse, some days are better, but here we're having an ad account which is spending this amount of money because I'm working in that way. If you start touching here, this campaign is not doing well or bad or whatever, for example, this campaign, as we see, maybe in the last 30 days, you see, it has completely different results. So a lot of times people do the mistake of watching. The reason that I'm saying this in this video is because it's the same philosophy on how you treat all of your campaigns when you are having a big spend ad account. And the same philosophy goes also to CBO optimization, working with average results and not caring if one of them is doing bad or not. Of course, you can try individually in a campaign to see if you can improve it. That's why we teach CBO optimization to see if you can improve it, but that's it. I guess that's all I had about CBO optimization and how we do it. And this video is already long. I will try to make, I'm laughing because my video editor is behind the camera, and I will try to post more case studies with CBO optimization when I see something interesting. But I think that based on my previous videos that I posted with the crazy method and over the CBO optimization and this video over here, you're getting the point of how we optimize. I'm always telling that whoever wants to go deeper to the CBO optimization, the only way after that is the course, which is having many more cases inside. Now, don't forget that if you want to learn more, you can check my book, my course, or my website, guys. And until we meet again, be creative and be consistent.